Parable of the cake. The neighbor woman said to us, I'll give you a big cake, little Chinese girls, if you come to Christmas service with me and accept Jesus Christ our Lord into your heart. We said, okay, and drove with her to the other side of the city and sat through a boring sermon when we should have taken the bus to Chinatown for Cantonese lessons. Afterwards, she gave us a big cake that said, Happy Birthday, Bunny, on it. She must have got it for half price because of the misspelling. My sister and I were really hungry after the long sermon, so we gulped down the whole cake as soon as we got home. I got sick and barfed all over the bathroom, and my sister had to clean it up before Granny got home. Then my face swelled up for 2 days on account of my being allergic to the peanut butter and the frosting. My sister was so afraid that I would croak that she confessed everything to Granny. First, Granny gave me some putrid herbal medicine. Then she whipped us with her bamboo duster. She whipped us so hard that we both had red marks all over our legs. Then she made us kneel before the great Buddha for 2 hours, balancing teapots on our heads. On Christmas Eve, Granny went to Safeway and bought a big white cake with Santa's face on it and made us go with her to the neighbor woman's house. She placed the cake into the woman's hands and said to me, Peapod, translate this, malignant nun, we do not beg for your God. I didn't know how to translate malignant and said politely, Dear Mrs., no beg, no God. My sister and I both wept silently, embarrassed that Granny made us into a spectacle, and ashamed that we had to lie to get out of it. Meanwhile, Granny was satisfied that we learned our lesson and decided to take her 2 favorite peapots to Chinatown for sweet bean dessert. We were the only 2 riders on the bus that night. Everybody else was probably home with their families preparing for a big meal. Merry Christmas, ho, 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 I am Santa's helper, said the bus driver. He was wearing a green elf's hat, but we knew that he was really Mr. Rogers, the black bus driver. He winked at Granny and gave us each 2 little candy canes. Granny scoured, tisk, tisk, ancient warrior in a fool's cap. Then we sat way in the back of the bus, and Granny began singing our favorite song. We'll go home and eat cakeys, little lotus-filled cakeys, Granny sang. We'll eat sweet buns, sweet custard sweet buns, she sang. We'll eat turnip squares, salty white turnip squares, she sang. We'll eat grass jelly, tangy green grass jelly. We will eat dumplings, soft, steamy dumplings. She was so jolly that we forgot our embarrassing episode. And we sang with her, clapping hands. We sang and sang. Granny would die a few years later, leaving us $3,000 under her mattress and a brand new cleaver, still wrapped in Chinese newspaper from Hong Kong. We would grow up into beautiful, clear-skinned young women. We'd become born-again Christians and get a complete makeover at the mall. We would work hard in our studies, become successful, and drive little white Mercedes. We would remember nothing, nada, nothing that our grandmother taught us. We would learn nothing from our poverty, but to avoid poverty at all costs. Fa la 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 la, little cakeys, little cakeys. We would drive around a little white Mercedes all over Southern California, eating little cakeys. Yes, let's put on the Ritz, sisters, little pinafores in pastels and rainbows, booze-soaked barbarums. I don't know how to pronounce. Oh yes, nutty, nutty Florentines on little white doilies. Oh sisters, let's ghetto it. Ho-hos, ding-dongs, pink and white snowballs. Let's suck the creamy hearts out of the Twinkies. Come hither, come yon young Chinese girls. Come, let's drive around a little white Mercedes, eating cakeys. Little cakeys, come, let the crumbs fall down our chins and dance on our laps. Come, light, light, airy madeleines. Come, creamy, creamy trifles. Come, little cakeys, little cakeys. Come, the sweet, sweet hereafter.